Hello student, we want to discuss the diseases and the defects of the circulatory system. So the circulatory system is sometimes or is most often prone to attack by diseases and some defects. So we have just listed some examples. One of them is thrombosis, and thrombosis refers to formation of clot in the blood vessels. That is blood clumping together in the blood vessel. The blockage may be due to artery becoming fibrous, that is tough, or accumulation of cholesterol on the artery walls. So this cholesterol is mostly often from the food we take. They accumulate on the artery wall, so that blocks the blood vessel. It can also be due to internal bleeding leading to formation of blood clot. So sometimes you may have an accident, but there is no bleeding, so internal injury and a blood form clot. So that is very risk. It is likely to form a clot that will cause thrombosis. It is very dangerous because it causes blockage of blood vessels, therefore preventing the smooth blood flow to the organs. So the most common type of thrombosis is called coronary thrombosis, and it is caused by the blockage of the coronary artery, which supplies blood to the heart. That means less oxygen and nutrients reach the heart muscles, and remember, the heart muscles heavily depend on oxygen to respire rapidly, so that more blood can be pumped to all the tissues at the required time without any delay. A serious blockage can result in heart attack. That is what we call myocardial infarction, and this one can be fatal. If clot occurs in blood vessels pumping to the brain, it is referred to as cerebral thrombosis. That means the brain cells are denied sufficient oxygen and nutrients. A blockage in the brain can lead to stroke, causing paralysis of part of the body, even coma, and even death. So one part of the body is not functional, the other one is, or sometimes there is complete paralysis. The person is not able to conduct most of the activities, and that is very serious condition. Then remember, heavy intake of fat, alcohol, and being overweight, and even emotional stress can cause coronary thrombosis. A healthy lifestyle and avoiding a lot of fat in meals as well as alcohol can control this disease. The other one is arteriosclerosis, and this one refers to the thickening and hardening of walls of the artery because of the deposits of calcium. That means the walls of the artery loses elasticity, and they become tough or fibrous or hardened. That means normal blood flow is prevented or hindered. And remember, this condition of arteriosclerosis can cause thrombosis because the walls of the blood vessel have deposits, and that can lead to hypertension or high blood pressure. So a person with hypertension, which is also called high blood pressure, has his or her blood being pumped more forcefully through the narrow blood vessels, and this puts stress on the walls of the heart and the arteries. We've said it can be due to buildup of cholesterol in the wall of the artery that combine with other cellular wastes and calcium to form what we call a plaque. The formed plaque resists blood flow or hinders blood flow into the blood vessel, and that is the main cause of thrombosis. So regular exercise, healthier diet, and avoiding smoke can help maintain normal blood pressure. So there we should have regular exercises even before you sleep, and even attend PEs and games or any other co-curricular activities, just to avoid that emotional distress. Healthier diets, that is taking enough water, fruits, and balanced diet with carbohydrates, proteins, as well as roughages and fibers will be of good health purpose. The other condition is varicose veins. So these were superficial veins, especially at the back of the legs, become swollen and flabby due to some valves failing to function properly. That means tissue fluid is retained. We require physical exercise to prevent this condition, as well as another way of doing away with varicose vein is repair of valves through surgery. Also, wearing surgical stockings is recommended to ease a mild occurrence. Then we have hypertension or the high blood pressure. So normal high blood pressure varies between 90/60 and 140/90 millimeter of blood in mercury. So the numerator is this upper number, that is 90 and 140, while the denominator refers to these lower numbers, that is 60 and 90. So the numerator refers to systolic pressure during contraction. So systolic pressure is pressure exerted on the walls of the artery when the walls of the ventricles, the left ventricle especially, contract to pump blood to all parts of the body. That is systolic pressure. So the denominator is the diastolic pressure during relaxation. This time, the heart is relaxed and blood is flowing back. So diastolic pressure is pressure exerted on the walls of the artery at when actually blood is not being pumped during intervals of heartbeat. So it is associated, this hypertension is associated with heavy alcohol intake, smoking, and consuming large amount of salt. So there are those some of us who are students and have indulged in alcohol. Remember, it is likely to cause hypertension and it will distract you from academics and lead to poor health. So avoid alcohol at all costs, as even smoking. Remember, smoking is likely to cause respiratory disease like lung cancer, among other effects, and even TB. Then there are those who like adding more salt to food. You are not a cow. So you eat small quantities of food, of salt in cooked food, not the raw that you add. So emotional stress also will cause high blood pressure, and it is due to arteriosclerosis. So the heart of a hypertensive person is overworked and it is prone to heart failure. That makes the blood vessels such as the arteries and capillaries to burst because more pressure is exerted. That is the systolic pressure or systole pressure. It can also cause stroke. So this hypertension can be managed or controlled by practicing health lifestyle like regular exercises, intake of less salt, avoiding excessive intake of alcoholic beverages, health feeding habits, that is eating food with vegetables and enough fruits and drinking sufficient water and even having enough sleep, and then also avoiding smoking and having peace of mind. So avoid those things that distract you as a student to give you stress. So we are done with that lesson. Have a nice time.